Hello everyone and welcome back to Sarah's Stitch. I know it's been a few weeks, I think it's been a month since I recorded last, but if you can't hear, I am a little sick. I've had a few work things going on in the MKAL, so it's been busy and I have not had a chance to record until now, but we're here. I've got some finished objects, I've got a lot of works in progress. So let's get started. If you're new here, my name is Sarah. I am an accountant that lives in Hoboken, New Jersey, which is right across the river from Manhattan. And when I'm not accounting, I'm knitting. So this is my podcast where I can share with all of you my finished objects, whips, and any plans, purchases, things like that, because my friends, family, and boyfriend will kill me if I have to keep talking to them about it. So let's get started with what I'm wearing. So this is the Wednesday sweater by Petite Knit, and I knit it out of Sorella Surrey in the color Evermore, which was from the original Taylor Swift collection a couple years ago. I know she just re-released it this year, but this was the original Evermore Surrey. I don't think it changed much in the newest collection. I think they keep the colors pretty consistent. And then the other strand is Filcolana Peruvian Highland wool in marzipan, I believe. So this is what it looks like. Yeah, it's a little bit pinker than I had originally thought it was going to be when I bought the yarn, just looking at the yarn pictures, but I'm happy with it, how it came out. I don't think there's really any pooling or anything. The sleeves have a little bit of pooling, but like whatever, the sleeve too, but the body doesn't, so big fan. All right, so finished objects. We'll start with the fun one that I assume everyone is here to see / cares about, which is my MKAL. So I did finish it. I think I finished it a little bit late because I was traveling and stuff for the first part. Yeah, when the last clue dropped, I was still traveling, but for work and things. But it is finished, so here we go. We have a fully finished shawl, blocked. It's amazing. It's huge. Like, it's a little bit wider than my wingspan. I actually haven't put it on yet, so let's see how this goes. Let's see. I go for a little scarf situation. Oh, I love these colors. Okay. So, for anyone that did not follow along in the first few weeks of the MKAL, I used a kit I bought from Stephen and Penelope. This was the chestnut kit, and I added one extra color, but the colors are from lightest to darkest. I'll do it from here. See if I can do this. Ooh. All right, lightest color is sand. Oh, that's not the easiest. Let's see. Pull them out. So the lightest color I used was sand. It's this really pale beigey, cream beigey. Next color was this like standard tanny brown called Biscuit. Next was this more cool toned brown, a little bit darker, and this color is called Mocha. And then the final fourth color from the kit was this very reddy brown called Chestnut, very aptly, which is why this was called the Chestnut kit. And then I added a fifth color because I wasn't quite sure when I was buying the kit if I wanted to switch anything out, and this is Truffle. So there's little pops of truffle throughout the shawl. Really just in the week 2 section, which is the eyelets here, and then in the border as well, I did the last border stripe was truffle. So this is how it turned out. Those skeins I just held up is what I had left. So let me weigh them for you right now so I can tell you how much I used of everything. I have the most of the kit of the sand, and I have 17 grams of that left. This is how much biscuit I have left, and that's 4 grams. I have 11 grams of mocha and 6 grams of chestnut left. So I think I would have had enough if I had kept with the original pattern and not added in the 5th color, but I'm glad I did because it gives it a little bit more depth, and also I did not have to worry about running out of yarn. I did have to throw out a little bit just from the original first clue and like bits and ends that I did not save from my second go of my center, but I'm very happy with how this turned out. I think it's stunning. I absolutely would make this again in a heartbeat. I think the crochet center is gorgeous, and I think it would tie in so well with just like everything in the shawl that if I make another one, I'm absolutely doing it in the Wellington kit from Stephen and Penelope, which was also in West Wool Bicycle, and it was like from a limey kind of green to a super dark, almost black forest green, which I think would be stunning. So yeah, this is it. I'm so happy with it. I'm not gonna do the tassels at the end on the border just because I don't think I have enough of biscuit to do all the tassels. So I'm just leaving it as it is, and that will be that. And with my leftovers, I think I'm going to make a pair of mitts or something, like just like color block mitts, I think, just because I don't have a ton left, and I'll use the truffle for whatever I can't get out of the 4 remaining colors. This is how much of the truffle I have left from the first skein. So they're 50-gram balls, so let's see how much I have. I got 100 grams of truffle just because I didn't know if I was going to substitute it out or not, but from the first skein I have 15 grams left. So the border definitely ate up a lot of yarn, which was both good and bad. It took me a while to get through the border, but we got there in the end. Another MKAL done and dusted. So happy about it. So I think that is it for MKAL talk. So next I will talk about my other finished object, which is this Oslo hat. So this Oslo hat, I don't know if I talked about it at all yet. I think I did. It is knit out of woolberry fiber in the color But First Coffee, which was a collective colorway from January 2023, held double. So you can see it's a little tonal, but it's pretty solid dyeing throughout. And this hasn't been blocked yet. I finished it literally last night, so it will be getting blocked as soon as I'm done recording. And modifications, I think I used the same needle size as recommended, but I made the brim a little bit shorter. I think I only made it 7 or 6 inches rather than the recommended 8 before folding it, but I didn't want a super high brim, and the depth of the hat is the same, so it should fit on my head the same. I just didn't want like more of the cuff to go up my head than necessary. So I'm going to block it and see how it looks. It looks a little wonky right now with folding it. I think it's just because of where the purl, like where the turn is, it needs to just get blocked flat so it doesn't keep rolling on itself, but I'm gonna block it, see how I like it, and then assess. So, because right now, like just folding it, like it naturally doesn't want to, like, it wants to naturally fold there, which is, I don't think, the intention from the teat knit. So I think it's supposed to like stay kind of stuck where you like joint everything, and mine just, it's being difficult. So I think blocking will help that. If anyone's made an Oslo hat, please let me know what you did to fix that if you had this issue, because it's my first one. So I feel like I'm an official knitter because I finally have made an Oslo hat. But anything else here. I don't think I had anything else on this. It was 3.5 millimeter needles. I did 16-inch circulars for pretty much the whole thing until the decreases. And then I switched to magic loop, which is the bane of my existence. I much prefer double pointed needles over magic loop. I decided that early on when I was trying to do socks, but can confirm, not a magic loop girly. I'll do it if I have to, but DPNs are, in my head, better for me. So this is it. This is the best I can get it to look with the brim unblocked. So I think it looks fine how it is like this, but I just wanted to see if I can get it to lay a little bit flatter after blocking. Next, we will go on to whips and half-finished objects, but let me take a sip of all of the beverages first. I have a medicine ball, naturally, because sick. And then I have just a cold brew with caramel brulee cold foam on top. But, all right, so, oh no, oh, it's in here, okay, good. So, first thing I have to show is a half-finished object, which is a sock. I started this on my flight to Vegas last weekend for BravoCon, so got to see all of the Bravo shows, all of the panels, all the drama. It was fabulous. That's where I think I got sick, but that's fine. And I got a sock out of it, so like win-win. So this is where we're at. I don't know if I have a blocker around here, but anyway, this is what we have. It is a singular sock, and I knit it out of a Homespun House Christmas at Hogwarts 2023. It's the DK weight, and it was a sock set, so the mini came with it. So it's this really fun, super Christmas color speckle heel and toe, and then the rest of the sock is just a lightly speckled pinky red, kind of, with like dots of cranberry. And I used the Tin Can Knits rye sock pattern and did a German short row heel. So that is it. I don't know who these are going to be for. I think they're going to just be a gift because I don't need any more DK socks, but they are so cozy. So we'll see, but I only have one done. I knit these on 3.25 millimeter needles, and I think I did 44 stitches around. So I don't think the Tin Can Knits does have a 44 stitch pattern, I think, for the rye socks. It's not, I mean, it's not complicated. It's really just garter handle down the front of the foot or in the leg, and then stockinette the rest. So you can kind of modify it however you want it to be, but 'tis it. So I have my other two little guys caked up or wound up. I literally wound the yarn while I was waiting for my plane to take off. So it truly was a travel knit. And then next for the works in progress, I don't have all of them. I started a lot of things while I was away for training for work, and they've just kind of been pushed aside. So I will go next onto the sweaters. So some of these you've seen before for quite a while, and one you have not. And by some, I mean there's only 2 sweaters I'm showing today, but whatever. So, all right, so next up we have my Marius, which has been going for a while, but I'm so close to being done. So last time I think anyone saw it, I had finished the body, and I don't know if I had started sleeves or not, but I have one sleeve done. So this is the top with the top color work. It's a little bunchy right here, but I think that'll block out. And then I put a little bit of the color work motif on the bottom of the sleeve as well, which matches the bottom of the body. And then I have, this is how far I am on the other sleeve. So I think there's like 15 or 20 more rows until I start the color work on that. And then I will practically be done. And then it's just the hardest part, which is streaking, which is fine. It's fine. I've never streaked before, but it'll be fine. So This is knit out of Sisu by Sandnesgarn. I got it from Mother Knitter in Red Bank, and it is 80% wool, 20% nylon, 50 grams for 175 meters, and the main color is color 1053, which is the like mid kind of melange gray. And then the contrast colors are this dark blue and then a very, very light gray. So I know the color for the dark blue is 6062 because I had to order an extra ball of it because I think I'm going to run out. And then I don't know what the light gray number is, and I think the ball band has since disappeared, but the light gray that's not white. So that is that. I'm knitting, so the pattern is Marius number 3, and it's a pattern by Sandnesgarn, and it's from one of their magazines. Just don't mind me getting the pattern. It is from this like pattern book magazine situation. I think it's just for like just called like the men one. Mr. Sandnesgarn 2015, and the pattern is number 3 Marius, which is this Marius. And obviously I'm not doing it in 2 colors, I'm doing it in 3, but the pattern calls for 2.5 millimeters for the ribbing and I believe 3 millimeters for the body, and I'm doing 3.25 because my gauge was a little tight. So 2.5 millimeters for ribbing, 3.25 for the body and the color work, and I'm just readjusting. And I'm not adjusting sizing or anything for needles for the color work because I think it's good, it's fine, it'll block out, and yeah. So anything else on this? I'm hoping to have this done as much as I can by Tuesday. It's Sunday right now, I don't know if I said that, but it is Sunday, November 12th. But I'm going down to my parents on Tuesday night for the week because my sister's flying in, I'm bringing her down. My grandparents are coming out for Thursday dinner, which they live in Pittsburgh, so it's a 4-hour drive, so we need to be down there. And then I have a wedding kind of in that area on Saturday, so it's just easier to stay down there. So I'm going to be bringing a lot of knitting with me, but I'm hoping to get this done before I go down because my mom has a sewing machine, which I do not have, and I think I would be most secure with sewing the steeking before I cut it. I feel like the crochet just stresses me out a little bit, and this is not like, it's not 100% non-superwash, so it's not like sticky together, so I want to give it the best chance of not unraveling before cutting it apart. So this is the sleeve. 1 sleeve, 2 sleeve, we have a body, and then it's just, let me grab the body actually. Sorry, it's in the cabinet that I'm filming next to. So this is the body, obviously strings galore. I'm pretty sure this has been shown, but this is the body. And then there's this color work all the way at the bottom too. So the blue is at the top, and this is where it'll get sewn together and steeked right down here. But I'm debating if I want to do the collar blue or gray. I'm thinking blue, just to, since I got the new ball of it, I'm not going to run out obviously, and I think it'll be a nice pop to all of the gray. But I'm gonna see what my dad wants and then do that. But he's not really good at visualizing things without seeing them. So it might be you make the decision and I'll be happy with it. So that is the Marius. Next I have, this has not been shown before because I cast on literally while MKAL was still going on, and I could have been knitting on that, but I didn't. This is sweater number 18 from My Favorite Things Knitwear, and I'm knitting this for my mom, and this is getting knit out of the yarn, some of the yarn we got in Scotland. So I guess I'll show you the yarn first. So the yarn I'm using, this is caked up, I'm sorry, is BC Garden Somalia Melange, I think is the full name of it. And the colorway is 9 or 10. And we got this from Ginger Twist. And then I picked up some skeins of Isager Silk Mohair in the color 41 to hold with it. Sorry, this ball's almost out, so it's a little sad looking. But this is where we're at. This is the right side, yeah. So the back is done. And I just connected the front a few rounds ago. I don't know if it'll show, but front has been connected. So I had just run out of the first 50 grams of the BC yarn, so I figured I'd stop and show you all, which is why this is freshly caked and not attached to anything. But I think I will be knitting on this afternoon. So maybe make a little bit of progress and see if I can get it joined in the round. We'll see. So I think that is it for this. I'm knitting it to pattern. I'm doing the size small and I'm using 5mm needles for the body. I think that is it. Yeah. I will say this has been, I don't know if it's been a combination of how much I've been knitting on the MKAL, but the first few times I knit on this, I had very, very, very bad cramps in like my wrist, and I had like I could hardly grab anything the next day. So I don't know if it was because I was going ham on the MKAL. I was in a like day-long training at home, so I could knit on the MKAL, and I was knitting on the MKAL all day doing that border, and the next day I like everything hurt. So I don't know if it was that or this, but I don't often knit with 5mm needles. It's very, very rare. So I feel like my body just needs to get used to using 5mm needles, because there's a few 5mm needles coming up, 5mm knits coming up. So my body's gotta figure it out, or I've gotta figure it out, because it's not gonna go swimmingly if I get like shooting pain in my wrist every time I knit on 5mm needles. So that is that. I need to take a coffee break. Is anyone else glad that we have Christmas Starbucks drinks again? I will be getting my Christmas tree up next week. I'm so excited. My Christmas tree lives at my parents' house for 10 months of the year, and when I am down next weekend, I will be bringing it back up. And I need to figure out where I'm gonna put it in this apartment, because it has never been in this apartment before. But I'm thinking it's gonna go right behind where you guys are right now, which may cause an issue for the heat, but I don't know where else to put it, unless we move the bookcase. That might be a good option. Move the bookcase and just have it have its moment over there. We'll see. But next we'll do acquisitions, which I do have some. I was gonna say not a ton, but I kind of have a ton. So first, one of them's away. First, I have my Woolberry either September or October collective sock set, which I will put here. And it's gorgeous. It came a few days ago, maybe a week ago. And then I got my Homespun House page September Patreon sock set and minis. So this is the sock set. And it's called Big Fluffy Pillow. And it's super moody and cute. Big fan. Molly's Patreon sock sets are usually 70-gram sock sets. So it's 50-gram main and a 20-gram mini. But this would look so good and just like a lightly textured sock, like maybe even Hermione's everyday sock, which I don't think I've ever knit, but I think that this would like really shine in that. Oh, and the mini, I don't know if you're gonna be able to see, but the mini has stellina. Oh, love it, love it, love it. Oh, I did get a few other things in the mail, which are my Advent skeins. So I did not get an Advent kit this year. I might see if I could still get one, but I got the Woolberry boxes. So I got the sweater box, which I peeked at, and the color is gorgeous. And I got the book box for Woolberry. And then, so those both came. I didn't look at the book box yet. I was somewhat controlled on that aspect, but I did peek on the sweater box. I couldn't tell which the two were when they came, because they came unmarked on the outside. It just said don't open until December 1st, which I did not listen to. And I opened it. I took a little peek. Stunning yarn. I can't wait to make a sweater with it. I need to figure out what sweater I had in mind for myself when I was getting it, because I think I got 7 skeins of DK, which seems like a lot. I don't know what sweater I had in mind, but if you have any 7 skein DK patterns, I think I got the speckle. I'm almost positive I got the speckle. So if you have any DK, probably stockinette would be best with that, or like DK plus a surrey or a mohair, let me know, because that may need to get cast on December 1st. And then I got my Freckled Whimsy skeins. So I got the Freckled Whimsy Advent skeins for this year. I got a fingering weight 2 skein set, and then I got a DK 2 skein plus a 50-gram mini set, and also looked at that. Also stunning. I need to figure out how I'm going to do my socks this year. So traditionally in the past, I've gotten just the Cozy Knitter sock set, which I got again this year in fingering, and I make myself a set, and then I make my mom a set, and I make my mom's the fingering plus a bare skein of fingering held double, so it turns into kind of a DK weight sock. But with the DK skeins this year, obviously I'm gonna make that for my mom. But I feel like if I make 4 pairs of socks, the DK ones will kind of fly, but the fingerings I think might take me more time than I want. So I'm debating if I want to start the Freckled Whimsy ones early so I can do the Cozy Knitter ones at Christmas time or not, but we'll see. Or maybe I'll just knit them, like start knitting them until like we leave for Christmas, and then like during Christmas I'm gonna have a lot of plane time for knitting, so I could knit them on the planes and stuff. We'll see. But I have 50 grams from last year's Cozy Knitter to make my mom a pair. So what I've done in the past 2 years is I've made her a pair, I've made her a pair with the remainder of the previous year's sock set, because I want to do everything 2 at a time, and I'm too lazy to break the 250 grams into 25s. So I have last year's caked up in a bag somewhere with the sweater I never finished. And then I have this year's coming. So I need to, maybe I'll do last year's now. We'll see. But for a different time. And then, God, I'm so scatterbrained today. And then these are the 3 minis that I got from Molly, which are the most beautiful fall colors in the world. Like, this to me is like epitome of fall yarn. Like how, like just changing leaves, gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. So the 3 colors are pumpkin spice, teddy, and copper. So this is the pumpkin spice, the orangey situation. This is teddy. Sorry, I'll cover my face. I don't know if this is work. And then this is copper, which is gorgeous. It's one of her tonals. This one's definitely a lot more tonal than the other ones I've seen of copper. Just like I have copper in socks, soft socks, skeins and stuff. But stunning. It's gonna look so good on my blanket. I think my blanket is like nearing stages of enough yarn to be a blanket. I have not crocheted nearly enough to make it a blanket, but I think I have like a year's worth of minis to add to it. So it will be quite large by the end of it. And then I need to figure out what I'm going to do next. I kind of want to do like a Battenberg situation for my next one, or like a Cozy Memories, and just have like a solid color as the contrast, but we will see there. And then my final acquisition is another order from Mother Knitter. So this might be a long shot, but I'm thinking I could do it if I try hard enough. And like Thanksgiving weekend's coming up, which I think I could get a good bit of this done, but I want to try and make my mom a Celeste sweater for Christmas, because she always talks about how she would love like a red colorwork sweater. We're going to Austria this year for Christmas. Austria is like red, white flag. So I think it would look great, and I think she would really appreciate it, and it would be a fun surprise. So I got some yarn to make it. So I got all Pure Gint except for one, because the red that I wanted did not come in Pure Gint, or like is discontinued in Pure Gint. So like the new color, it was not a vibe. So I will start. So the body of the sweater is going to be in 1021, which I believe is light gray melange. But it's the petite knit light gray. So it's this really pretty, it's like practically white, but not quite white base main color. And then this is what the contrast colors look like together, which is, it's gorgeous. I love it. I need to figure out like their placement and everything, but I called the store. They were super helpful. They said to email them so they could like put together color palettes, which they did. And then I bought it immediately because I have no self-control. They were like, "Are you local?" I was like, "Kind of, but I'm not gonna be down. I can't get down there for a few weeks, and I want this now." So naturally, just had to buy it. So the dark gray is 1088, and I believe this is called Smoke. It's super dark, charcoaly gray. And then we have 1053, which I think is just dark gray melange, which, yeah, it's pretty much the same. So this is the Sisu, and this is the petite knit. They are pretty close value-wise. So I'm gonna say this is dark gray melange, but the number is 1053. And then I just have bright white, 1001. So just basic white bleached yarn. And then, so those are all the Pure Gint colors. And then I have Sennisgarn Smart, which is the same thickness as Pure Gint. It's just super washed. So this is color 4065, and it is wine red. They do have a wine red in Pure Gint. They actually have two wine reds. One was discontinued, which was very close to this color. The other one is more of like an actual wine red, like wine red, like a Cab Sav situation. And I wanted like a cranberry red, so I switched out that Pure Gint for this. And my mom isn't like a bright like a true red. Like she wants like a Christmas red, I think. So this is what we're going with. And all of these are 100% wool, 50 grams for 100, Smart is 50 grams for 100 meters, and Pure Gint is 50 grams for 91 meters, and 100% wool, 100% Norwegian wool, non-superwash, superwash. So I think the plan for the day, what time is it? It's 2 o'clock. I need to leave at 4:30 to meet my parents and my aunt and uncle for dinner, and we're going to a show in the city. But I'm thinking the plan for the day is get through the rest of like the front part of this. And then I think I have to. I really think I need to just cast it on. I need it. Need it. And figure out colors. I'm thinking keep these two as far away from each other as I can, just because they're pretty close in value. And if I can avoid getting these two too caught up, to do that too, just because, I mean, they clearly pop enough, but I feel like avoid the darks together. But other than that, that's what I'm thinking. And I kind of want the red to be like the main color of it all, like the color work part. So we will see if I get that done. But that is it for me today. Thank you so much for coming back and listening to me ramble. I'm sure it was a lengthy, long, not concise. I have a cold, brain fog. Naturally, my phone died as soon as I was wrapping up. But thank you so much for being here and watching to the end of the video. If you liked the video, please like the video. If you like me, please subscribe. We're close to 1,000 subscribers, and I'm planning on getting back into a routine of every week or 2 weeks putting out a video. So that should be coming up soon. I'm going to be giving my winter knitting plans, a recap of my fall knitting plans and how well or not well that went. So stick around for those, and I will see you in a few weeks. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll talk to you next time. Bye.